Imagine this. You wake up on a Tuesday morning, you pour your coffee, you sit down at your computer to check your bank balance, like you do every single day, and instead of your account, you see a message that says, your account has been locked for suspicious activity. Your heart drops into your stomach. 40 years of savings, your retirement, the money you worked your whole life for, and suddenly you cannot see a single dollar of it. Within 60 seconds, your phone rings. A calm professional voice says, "Hello, this is your bank's fraud protection department. We detected unusual activity and we're here to help you recover your account right now." Everything about that call sounds real. The number even matches your bank. And that, my friend, is exactly how thousands of retirees lost their life savings in the last 12 months alone. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to protect yourself from this exact scenario. And I'm going to show you the one thing scammers hope you never find out. If you or someone you love has an online bank account, you cannot afford to miss this. Before we go any further, if you're new here, welcome to Retiree's Guide, the channel dedicated to helping you and your family stay safe, informed, and financially protected during retirement. All I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button right now, because we post videos just like this one every single week. And trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. It could be the video that saves your savings. Now let's get into it. Here's something most people don't realize. In 2026, losing access to your bank account isn't always the result of a hacker breaking in from some faraway country using complicated computer code. Quite often, it happens because someone tricked you, gently, patiently, and convincingly, into giving away the keys yourself. That's the uncomfortable truth about modern fraud. It doesn't look like a movie. There's no dramatic break-in. It looks like a phone call from someone who sounds like they genuinely want to help you. It looks like an email with your bank's real logo, your bank's real colors, and a message that seems to arrive at exactly the right moment. And it looks like a text message that says, "We noticed unusual activity. Click here to verify your identity," sent just as you happen to be worried about your account. None of that is a coincidence. It is a calculated, well-rehearsed strategy that criminals use because it works. And unfortunately, it works most often on the very people who worked hardest their whole lives to build up what they have. That means people exactly like you. Let's talk numbers for a moment, because I want you to understand just how serious this has become. And I want you to hear this from real reporting, not exaggeration. According to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, which tracks internet and phone-based fraud across the entire country, Americans over the age of 60 reported more than $7.7 billion in losses last year alone. That is billion with a B. And that number came from just over 200,000 reported cases. The average victim over 60 lost more than $38,000 in a single incident. Read that again. $38,000 gone, often within a single afternoon. And here's the part that should really get your attention. That number represents an increase of nearly 40% compared to the year before. This isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. And investigators believe the real number is actually much higher, because a huge number of victims never report what happened to them. Some don't know who to call, some feel too embarrassed, some don't even realize they were scammed until weeks later. If you've ever felt embarrassed about almost falling for something like this, please hear me when I say you are not alone. And there is absolutely nothing shameful about being targeted by professional criminals who do this for a living, every single day, against thousands of people just like you. Now let's talk about why account recovery scams specifically have become one of the fastest growing threats against retirees. Here's the strategy in plain, simple terms. Scammers know that losing access to your bank account is one of the most frightening things that can happen to a person, especially someone who depends on that money for daily living, medical bills, or a fixed retirement income. Fear makes people act quickly, and quick decisions are exactly what a scammer wants from you. They are not trying to convince you with logic. They are trying to create a moment of panic so strong that your instinct to protect your money accidentally becomes the very thing that puts it at risk. Here's how it typically unfolds, and I want you to really picture this as I describe it, because recognizing the pattern is the single most powerful defense you have. It usually starts with a message. It might be a text that says your account has been suspended due to suspicious login activity. It might be an email that looks exactly like your real bank's website, complete with the right fonts, the right logo, and even a customer service number at the bottom that looks completely legitimate. Sometimes it starts even simpler, with a phone call from someone claiming to be from your bank's security team, saying they've noticed unauthorized charges and need to verify your identity immediately to stop further loss. In every version of this scam, the goal is the same. They want to create urgency. They want you to believe that if you don't act right now, in the next few minutes, you will lose access to your money permanently. And once that fear takes hold, they walk you through what they call the recovery process. This is where it gets dangerous. They'll ask you to click a link to verify your identity. That link takes you to a page that looks exactly like your real bank's login screen, but it isn't. It's a fake page built specifically to capture your username and password the moment you type them in. Or they'll ask you for a verification code that was just texted to your phone, telling you it's needed to confirm your identity. What they don't tell you is that this code is actually the real one-time password your actual bank sent to protect your account. And by reading it out loud to them, you are handing them the exact key they need to get in. Sometimes the scam goes even further. They'll stay on the phone with you for an extended period, sounding calm, professional, even kind, walking you through each step slowly so you never feel rushed or suspicious. This is intentional. A calm voice builds trust. A patient tone lowers your guard. They may even apologize for the inconvenience, thank you for your patience, and tell you they understand how stressful this must be. All of that kindness is a performance, designed specifically to keep you cooperative long enough to complete the theft. I want to pause here for a second, because I know some of you watching this might be thinking, this could never happen to me. I would know right away. And I understand that feeling. But here's the truth that every fraud investigator will tell you. These scams are not effective because the victims are careless or unintelligent. They are effective because they are professionally designed, tested, and refined by organized criminal groups who study human psychology. They know exactly which words trigger fear. They know exactly how long to keep someone on the phone. They know how to build false urgency. This isn't a random amateur trying their luck. In many cases, it's a well-organized operation using scripts, call centers, and even fake websites that are updated constantly to look more convincing. Some of these operations have even started using artificial intelligence to make voices sound more natural, more official, and even to mimic real customer service representatives almost perfectly. According to the same 2025 FBI report I mentioned earlier, investigators confirmed tens of thousands of fraud cases last year had a direct connection to artificial intelligence tools, and older Americans accounted for hundreds of millions of dollars in losses tied specifically to AI-enhanced scams. In other words, the tools these criminals are using are getting smarter every single year, which means your awareness has to grow just as fast. So now let's talk about the warning signs, because this is the part of the video that could genuinely save your retirement savings. I want you to remember these, and honestly, I'd encourage you to write a couple of them down or even take a screenshot of this part of the video. The first warning sign is urgency. Any message, call, or email that pressures you to act immediately, within minutes, is designed to stop you from thinking clearly. Real banks do not operate this way. If your bank genuinely detects suspicious activity, they will typically lock the specific transaction or freeze the card, not threaten to permanently take away your access unless you act in the next 5 minutes. The second warning sign is being asked for a verification code over the phone or through a text reply. This is one of the most important things to remember in this entire video, so let me say it clearly. No legitimate bank, government agency, or financial institution will ever ask you to read them a one-time verification code that was sent to your phone. That code exists for one purpose only, to prove that you, and only you, are the one logging in. If someone asks you to share it, they are trying to log into your account themselves. The third warning sign is being asked to move your money to a safe account. This is a phrase used constantly in these scams. They'll tell you that your current account has been compromised and that you need to transfer your funds to a new, secure account they'll help you set up. There is no such thing as a temporary safe account run by a scammer. This is simply a disguised way of asking you to hand over your money directly. The fourth warning sign is a message asking you to click a link to confirm your identity or restore access. Instead of clicking any link sent to you, always go directly to your bank's official website by typing the address yourself, or better yet, call the number printed on the back of your debit or credit card. That phone number is the same trusted line no matter what device you're using, and it is not something a scammer can fake or redirect. The fifth warning sign is being asked to install a remote access application onto your computer or phone. This is one of the most damaging tactics because once that software is installed, the scammer can literally see your screen and take control of your device from anywhere in the world. If anyone, for any reason, asks you to download a program so they can help fix your account, hang up immediately. No real bank support department needs remote access to your personal computer to resolve an account issue. Now, I want to shift into something incredibly important, and that's exactly what to do if you ever find yourself in this situation, whether it's a real account lockout or a fake one designed to trick you. The very first thing to do, and I cannot stress this enough, is to slow down. I know that sounds almost too simple, but panic is the scammer's greatest weapon, and calm is your greatest defense. Take a breath. Remind yourself that legitimate financial institutions build in time for you to verify things safely. They are not going anywhere in the next 10 minutes. The second step is to never use any phone number, link, or email address provided in the suspicious message itself. Instead, put down whatever device you received the message on, and separately, go find your bank's official number. This could be from a recent statement, the back of your card, or by typing your bank's name directly into your browser rather than clicking any link. Call that number and ask them directly whether there is truly an issue with your account. In the vast majority of cases, you'll find out immediately that there was never a problem to begin with, and the entire message was a scam attempt. The third step, if you believe your account has actually been compromised, whether through a scam or a real security event, is to contact your bank immediately through their verified number and request that they freeze or monitor the account for unusual activity. Banks have entire departments dedicated to fraud prevention, and the earlier you report a concern, the faster they can act to protect your funds. The fourth step is to change your passwords immediately from a device you trust and enable two-factor authentication if you haven't already. This adds an extra layer of protection, meaning that even if someone gets your password, they would still need a second code to access your account, a code that only appears on your personal device. The fifth step, and this one matters just as much as any of the others, is to report the incident. Even if you didn't lose any money, even if you simply recognized the scam and hung up the phone, reporting it helps authorities track these criminal networks and helps protect other seniors from falling victim to the exact same tactic. You can report incidents directly to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, known as IC3, at ic3.gov. It takes just a few minutes, and every single report adds to a growing picture that helps law enforcement identify and shut down these operations. The AARP Fraud Watch Network also operates a completely free helpline staffed by trained specialists who can walk you through exactly what to do, whether you've been targeted, are currently being targeted, or simply want a second opinion on something that feels suspicious. Let me walk you through a second scenario, because these scams don't all look the same, and I want you to recognize every version, not just one. This time, instead of a phone call, it starts with an email. The subject line says something like, "Important, your account access has been restricted." The email looks polished. It has your bank's logo in the corner, a professional signature at the bottom, and even a fake case number to make it feel official. Inside, it explains that unusual login activity was detected from a device in another state, or sometimes even another country, and that your account will remain locked until you verify your identity through the secure link provided. Underneath that message is a button that says, "Restore my account now." Everything about it looks legitimate because it was built to look exactly like the real thing. The moment you click that button, you're taken to a page that looks identical to your bank's actual login screen. You type in your username and password just like you always do, except this time, that information doesn't go to your bank at all. It goes straight into the hands of the person who built that fake page. Within minutes, sometimes even seconds, they use those exact credentials to log into your real account before you even realize anything happened. This is why one of the golden rules of online banking safety is this: never click a link inside an email or text message to access your bank account, even if it looks completely real. Instead, open a new browser window and type your bank's website address yourself, the same way you always have. Or better yet, use the official banking app you already have installed on your phone or tablet. That single habit alone eliminates the vast majority of these fake link scams completely, because a fraudulent page can never appear if you never click the link that leads to it. I also want to touch on a slightly different version of this scam that's become increasingly common, sometimes called the tech support impersonation approach. In this version, you might receive a pop-up message on your computer screen while browsing the internet, warning you that your bank account has been linked to suspicious activity and that you need to call a support number immediately to prevent further damage. Or you might get a call from someone claiming to represent a well-known computer company or software provider, telling you that hackers have accessed your device and are actively draining your bank account as you speak. The goal here is identical to the others: create panic, then offer a fast solution that requires you to either share information or install software that gives them direct access to your device. According to the FBI's most recent annual fraud report, tech support impersonation scams accounted for roughly $1 billion in losses last year alone, largely affecting older adults who were told their accounts or devices were already compromised and needed immediate remote assistance to fix. If you ever see a pop-up like this, do not call the number displayed on your screen. Simply restart your computer, and if you're genuinely concerned, contact your bank directly, using a number you already know is correct. I also want to take a moment to talk directly to the adult children, grandchildren, and caregivers who might be watching this video, because you play an enormous role in protecting the retirees in your life. If your parent or grandparent mentions receiving a strange call about their bank account, please don't dismiss it, and please don't make them feel foolish for almost believing it. Instead, calmly walk through it with them. Ask to see the message together. Call the bank together. Most importantly, create an environment where they feel comfortable coming to you immediately if something feels off, rather than feeling too embarrassed to mention it until after money has already bin sent. Shame and silence are exactly what allow these scams to succeed, and open, judgment-free conversations are one of the most powerful tools we have to stop them. One practical habit many families have started using is setting up what you might call a family verification code word. It sounds simple, but it works remarkably well. The idea is this: if anyone ever calls claiming to be a family member in an emergency or claiming to represent your bank needing urgent verification, you and your loved ones agree on a private word or phrase known only within your family. If the caller can't provide it, you immediately know something isn't right. While this tactic is more commonly used against grandparent scams and emergency impersonation calls, the underlying principle applies just as well here. Building small, simple safeguards into your daily life doesn't require becoming a technology expert. It just requires a little bit of preparation done calmly, in advance, before any pressure or panic is involved. It's also worth mentioning that real banks have made significant improvements over the past few years, specifically to protect older customers. Many banks now offer optional extra security features, such as transaction alerts sent directly to your phone the moment any withdrawal or transfer happens, the ability to set daily spending or transfer limits, and even trusted contact programs where a family member can be notified if unusual activity is detected on your account. If you haven't already spoken with your bank about these options, it's worth calling them directly, using their official number, and simply asking, "What extra protections do you offer for accounts like mine?" Most banks are more than happy to walk you through these features, and setting them up usually takes only a few minutes. Now here's something I want every single person watching this video to really sit with. This isn't about being paranoid, and it isn't about being afraid to use online banking, email, or your phone. In fact, avoiding technology altogether actually puts you at a disadvantage, because staying informed is what protects you, not staying disconnected. The goal of this video isn't to scare you away from modern banking convenience. It's to make sure you walk into that convenience with your eyes wide open, fully aware of the tactics being used against people just like you, so that the moment something suspicious lands in your inbox or on your phone screen, you recognize it instantly instead of reacting out of fear. Let's go back for a moment to the story I opened this video with, the one about waking up to a locked bank account and a phone call from someone claiming to be your bank. I want you to imagine that exact same scenario playing out again, except this time, you already know everything I just shared with you. The message says your account is locked, but instead of panicking, you take a breath. Instead of clicking the link, you close the message and call your bank directly using the number on your card. Instead of reading out a verification code to a stranger on the phone, you simply hang up. In that moment, you've done something incredibly powerful. You've taken away the scammer's entire strategy. Their whole plan depends on speed and fear, and you just removed both. That's the difference between becoming a statistic and becoming someone who protected a lifetime of hard-earned savings simply by staying calm and informed. Before we wrap up, I have a question I genuinely want you to answer down in the comments below, because your answer could help protect someone else watching this exact video. Have you or someone you know ever received a suspicious call, text, or email claiming to be from your bank? I want to know what it said and how you handled it. Sharing your experience, even in just a sentence or two, could be the exact warning sign that helps another viewer recognize a scam before it's too late. So please, take 30 seconds right now and leave a comment. Your story matters more than you might realize. And if this video gave you even one piece of information you didn't know before, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Please share this video with a friend, a neighbor, a parent, or anyone in your life who manages their own bank account online. You never know who might be one phone call away from a situation exactly like the one we talked about today. Sharing this video takes 10 seconds, but it could genuinely save someone thousands of dollars or protect their entire retirement savings. Think of one person right now who this could help and send it to them before you move on to your next video. Before you go, make sure you're subscribed to Retiree's Guide, because we release new videos every single week covering exactly this kind of information. Practical, clear, and designed specifically to help you and your family navigate retirement with confidence and security. We've got upcoming videos covering some of the newest scam tactics being used against retirees in 2026, along with simple tools you can set up today to add extra layers of protection to your accounts, your identity, and your peace of mind. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. I also want to address something that worries a lot of people watching this, which is the fear of what happens after fraud has already occurred. If you've already given away information, or you suspect money has already left your account, please don't let embarrassment stop you from acting quickly. The single most important factor in recovering stolen funds is speed. The moment you notify your bank of unauthorized activity, they can often freeze pending transfers, flag suspicious transactions, and in some cases stop money before it fully leaves the banking system. Under federal consumer protection rules, banks are also required to investigate reported unauthorized transactions, and depending on how quickly you report the issue, you may have protections that limit your liability for fraudulent transfers. This is exactly why acting within minutes or hours, rather than days, can make an enormous difference in whether funds can be recovered. Every single hour matters, so if something ever feels wrong, don't wait until tomorrow to make that call. Pick up the phone right away. I also want you to know that recovering emotionally from an attempted or successful scam is just as important as recovering financially. Many victims describe feeling a deep sense of shame or self-blame afterward, as though they should have somehow known better. I want to gently push back on that feeling right now. These criminal networks operate around the clock, refining their scripts, testing new tactics, and specifically targeting people based on carefully researched psychological triggers. Falling for a well-designed scam doesn't reflect a lack of intelligence or awareness. It reflects the unfortunate reality that these operations have become disturbingly sophisticated. What matters most now is what you do moving forward, staying informed, staying alert, and helping the people around you do the same. One more thing before we finish today. I mentioned earlier that I'd show you the one thing scammers hope you never find out, and here it is. Scammers are relying on the assumption that once they create fear, you will stop thinking critically and simply follow their instructions. That's it. That's their entire playbook. It's not sophisticated hacking. It's not breaking through complex security systems. It is, in almost every single case, convincing a calm, intelligent person to hand over information voluntarily during a moment of panic. Which means the single most powerful tool you have against them isn't a piece of software or a security setting. It's exactly what you're doing right now, staying informed, staying calm, and knowing what to look for before the moment ever arrives. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It genuinely means a lot, and it tells me you care about protecting yourself and the people you love from situations exactly like this one. If you found this helpful, drop a comment letting me know. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. Stay safe, stay alert, and I'll see you in the next video, right here on Retiree's Guide.